Testing, testing. All right, sound should be working, I do believe. Smurfin, J-Bake, AGT Restorer, JRB Customs, Karen, John, and Brick Church, Kilroy's. Thanks for popping in. I do appreciate that. So my hat matches the tumblers that I'm going to be doing today. I have to do a lot of these, and I thought, well, I'll just live stream while I'm doing these, and then if anybody has any questions or you guys want to chat about anything, it doesn't have to be lasers. We'll just leave the chat up, and you can talk amongst yourselves, talk with me, and just kind of hang out. That's about it. So let me switch over to a tumbler, and I'll run the first one on the stream. I have approximately 250 of these to do. Most of the time is going to be spent taking them in and out of the boxes. You know how that goes. Oops, I just bumped the table. And wrong one. There we go. Hey, Kenny, what's up? Sergio, how's it going? I have 10 boxes of these. I did get, well, I got 2 done last night, so I have 200 to do, 200 left. So that's 8 boxes, and most of the time is spent taking these things out of the boxes within the main box and then putting them back in the boxes within the box. Hello, David. So I've dialed my CO2 Galvo setting in that I get a really nice total removal of all the powder coat in 2 passes that takes about 1 minute, 30 seconds. So 1 minute, 30 seconds per tumbler is not bad at all, and it's leaving me 0 cleanup. So the time saved by not having to clean these guys is the biggest time saver. So I'm willing to let the laser take a little more time if it means less post-processing cleanup, because that's where your big time saver is. Sorry about that. And I want to show you, I want to back this camera out a little bit. This vise for the tumblers I'm using is available online for free. If somebody really wants one, I can always print them out. But I'm using the tumbler vise, and then I'm using a little 3D printed L bracket that I just modeled and printed real fast. So when I set the tumbler in the vise, I push it forward until it hits that black bracket, and then that indexes it so each one looks exactly the same. Yes, Ted Nugent is going to be at Goals, which is the Gun Owners of America conference in Tennessee coming up in 2 weeks. That's what I'm getting these tumblers ready for. I was invited to go and have a dual booth for WVCDL and Light Source Engraving. But as of right now, I can't get the Friday of that weekend off of my part-time job, so I'm going to have to work that. And I just won't be able to really make it to do anything in that amount of time, just being there Saturday, Sunday. Although it would be cool to drive down and hang out with folks. So I did spend last Tuesday with several folks from Gun Owners of America, including the president, Eric Pratt, and got to know him a little bit more and a lot more of the GOA folks. So here's the vise. I redid the base so there's a slot here, and then I can screw down in the slot. That way I can slide the tumbler vise left and right and have it perfectly centered under the Galvo. And then there's another slot up here. And then I put this bolt through this bracket and the slot. So now when I slide the tumbler in, all I have to do is just slide it till it hits that bracket, and it's perfectly indexed and level and ready to go. Like I said, that tumbler vise is available on printables. The guy designed the vise, and then I reworked the bases. So they were in two individual pieces. So I made a base that would hold two of those vices, and then redesigned my redesign of the base to have the slots so it fits much easier now, and reprinted it, and now it's like perfect. Then with that L bracket, if you were doing a 30-ounce longer tumbler, you could always attach that bracket to your laser bed a little further up. I guess if you're looking at the jig table, or your fiber laser table, the Galvo table. So it pushes the tumbler up a little further and lines it up exactly where you want it. It is not on my site, but I can get it uploaded and put it on there. That'd make it easier for you guys to find it. But this works for cylinder correction with either your fiber laser, UV, or the CO2 Galvo. And another trick that I use sometimes to line up tumblers, instead of using the little bracket at the front, is I'll go very low tech. Just take a business card and prop it right here. That way, when you slid your tumbler down, if you didn't want it to go as far, it would just hit right into that business card and index it there for you. I currently have it adjusted so that hitting that post is perfectly level. And then this is a great use for your foot pedal. I just keep it right beside the laser setting right here. So when I pop another tumbler on, I'll just smack it with my hand. Just like I rule with my iron fist, I smack the foot pedal with an iron fist. Hey, Greg, and hey, Joe, and JRB Designs. Joe does have a question. The cylinder correction, how wide of a logo do you do versus diameter of the cup? I'll normally, my general rule of thumb is to take the diameter of the cup and drop back about 10 millimeters. It's typically, they run about 80 to 100 millimeters, I think, for the, not like 98 for the 30 ounces. So I'll drop back about 10 millimeters and go from there. And then what I'll do is once I have cylinder correction set up, I will squish the logo a little bit. So this one is a 74 by 74. And then I squish the height of it about 3 millimeters. So it has a little more oval look on the screen, but when I combine it with the cylinder correction and the way it looks on the tumbler, it ends up with a pretty round looking appearance from the all angles. I'll give you a different angle. Let me manual focus this camera. There you go. I used to do these on a rotary with the CO2 gantry. And once Lightburn made cylinder correction available, and you combine that with the CO2 Galvo, it's my go-to for tumblers. Now, if you want to do a full wrap, obviously you're going to want to use a rotary. But you can still use a rotary with the CO2 Galvo and do your tumblers that way. Thank you, Joe. I appreciate that. I try to put out some tips and tricks best I can. Actually, I'm going to give you a link to a new site that I'm partnering with. I do have one of their UV lasers, and it's great. And I'll drop that link in the chat. But I'm going to start working more closely with Hotian laser. And I'm just 2 days ago, I became a moderator of Pascal's big group, and that's the direction I'm headed at the moment. Because right now I'm really beholden to nobody. And I really want to stay that way, but yet I still want to have a good working relationship with a company that I can recommend and I trust. And right now, that's going to be Hotian Laser. And I already have a discount site set up. Brilliant Spray is great, Greg. That's my favorite. And by the way, did you get your mail yet? You're out there in California. I was hoping it would arrive yesterday. For those of you that don't know, Greg was the idea behind the Velociraptor feet for the laserMATIC. These guys right here. Let me move this stuff out of the way. There, now you get a better look at the Velociraptor feet. So there's the inside foot, the nail there. But yeah, that was Greg's idea, so I sent him a set of the feet and then matching black back risers, matching back legs, you could say. But that's the least I could do for taking his idea and running with it. Those are available on my website. You just have to watch the video on them on my channel to get the passcode because I can't remember it. Okay, good. As long as they're there, they made it. Just to look, there's really no cleaning needed on these. You can see how shiny they are. And then just to be safe, I go over them again with a magic eraser. But really, there's nothing that really comes off of these. But that just gives them peace of mind that all the dust is off. Then a quick wipe with a microfiber to get the magic eraser dust off. And they are ready to go. So you can see how if I'm not having to use LA Awesome or Dawn Power Wash or anything on these guys, and then clean that off, that it saves a significant amount of time. Okay, I'll find you the link. Actually, let me give me a few minutes and I'll get the files uploaded to my website. Then you can just download them from there. For those of you that watched the stainless steel tumbler video, so far feedback seems pretty good. I was wondering if you guys had any additional feedback you wanted to share. If not, that's okay too. But I do have a dozen stainless steel tumblers on the way. I am going to take a short 4-day trip with the family to Virginia Beach this upcoming weekend. And then I work a few days ahead of that. So I'm not going to have any time to do it, probably for about 10 days. But as soon as I get back, I'm going to start testing stainless steel tumblers with the laserMATIC to get some settings so that you can pop a tumbler under there and get some color marking on it. So I have this set up to run 2 different passes. The first pass knocks most of the stuff off. The second pass has a wider line space, runs faster with less power, and basically cleans everything off. I have 5 collars of tumblers to complete, 2 cases of each. Red, blue, black, OD green, and pink. Kenny, about a year and a half ago, GOA ordered, it was like a pallet of tumblers. And I fulfill orders that are placed on their website. I just drop ship them. So I'll check to see if there are any tumbler orders once a week. And if there are, I'll get those done and ship them out for them. So they just come directly from me to their customers. But they prepaid for these in the dropship service like a year and a half ago. But they have this big event coming up, and they wanted to basically, send us all that we have left at your house that you're storing for us. So that's why I've got to get all these done and get them out the door so they get them in time. Since I'm not going, otherwise I'd drive them down there and deliver them myself. This is a 30-watt CO2 Galvo with a 175 millimeter lens and 6x beam expander. And that is all the blues I have for this box. Now let's get into the next box. Okay, I do not have my other PC set up to show you this. Give me 1 second. I'm going to save this file with a different name and open it up on this PC so I can show you. I really got lucky with GOA. I do their Zippos and their, let me see if I can find that. All right, here's their store. And here's the tumblers. So those are the tumblers. So if you order from this website, then I see that order and I ship it out. You can see. Find that Light Source Engraving in Mount Clare, West Virginia. I don't know if they have any Zippos left on the website. They might have been sold out. Yep, looks like those are sold out. I can find a picture of that. So here's light burn. Okay, so this is the graphic that I've been engraving. Now, of course, we know the black is what's going to get engraved. Well, on these pink tumblers, it looks odd when the face and the arms end up engraved. So what I did was created the inverse of this by just grabbing this outer line that runs right around here, the outer line of the circle. I did an offset. So you see right here where his legs end. Well, here the legs end, and then here's the offset circle. And here you can see width 74, height 71. That's for cylinder correction. So if I were going to use this logo on something else from this particular file, I'd have to make sure I went back and unlocked the aspect and then made it back to a perfect circle. So let me put that pink tumbler up. Yeah, I think PMags are going to be offered soon because I took some to the dinner on Tuesday and gave one to the president of the company that was engraved with GOA and a nice camo, and they really like those. So we'll see. All right, I'm going to do the inverted logo on this pink tumbler. While that's running, I'm going to unbox some of these and get them ready. 3 boxes down, 7 to go. I think we're going to need more caffeine. Now you see a better angle as to why the inverted looks better on this pink tumbler. Now I'll let you compare the two. Because the pink always comes out with that more satin looking finish and it's darker. That's just the way they are. So let's see, there. The pink just looks kind of silly with the non-inverted version. You know what? I'm working up a sweat digging all these out of these boxes. If you guys watched my live stream on Sunday, last Sunday, you saw some of the things I made for the dinner that I went to. They really like those GOA brass pendants that I put on necklaces. Let's see. Hello, Robert and Carl and Clayton. Robert, are you talking about the vise that I have the tumbler sitting in? I am going to put that on my website very soon. The 3D print files for free. You can just download them and print it. My kids are sometimes interested and will give me input. Now their friends, because their friends don't see laser engraving very often, the friends are always super interested and want to learn more. Then my kids are like, yeah, see it all the time, big deal. Well, I was thinking of putting the vise for sale on my website. For those that don't have a printer. The gentleman that originally designed the vise, I do have his permission to sell my revised version to those that do not have a printer. I made sure before and this has been a while ago, I made sure I contacted him, asked him for permission. That I'm not looking to, get rich off your design. It's just some folks that have lasers don't have printers, and is it okay for me to print those and sell them to those particular individuals? And he's like, yeah, sure. If it helps them out, that helps everybody. Like, okay, cool. Let me find the files and I'll get them organized and neat and then put up on the website. So we have this tumbler vise that I like. I'm going to show you another product too. Now, let's say you have a tumbler and you're doing a design on 2 sides, or you wanted to do a 3-side design, or you wanted to try and stitch designs together to do a full rotation, a full wrap without a rotary. Geo designed a tumbler indexer that allows you to easily do one side of the tumbler and then spin it 180, pop it back in the indexer, and then do the other side without having to worry about alignment. It'll index, we said 90, 180. You know what? It'd be easier for me to just share the video. Let's see. I did that video a while back. Here it is. So that's the video on the tumbler indexer. Just check that out in your leisure and you'll see another great alternative. All right, I'm trying to find this on printables, just so you can see the original. I think my internet's struggling. Okay, here's Printable's website. Okay, here's what I remixed. This is the Vice by Sneaks. You see he has this 2-jaw version. So I took the 2-jaw version and used the bigger chucks. Now see how this is 2 different pieces? That's where I redesigned the base, so you don't print his base, you print my base, and then these at a reduced size, and then you get one piece that you can bolt down to your bed. Let's see. See, sharing without attribution, not allowed. Commercial use, not allowed. Free cultural works, meets open definition. So see, these were no's. That's why I asked him if I remix it, could I sell it to those that cannot print it? And I have his written permission to actually do that. So I don't want to steal anybody's work or do anything to them that I would not want done to myself. And if somebody simply asked me, I would say yes too. All right, back to Tumbler. And while this next one's running, I'm going to get those files. Let's see. All right, now let me open this up with the bamboo and then export it. And get them uploaded. All right, now let me make sure this opens up. Nope. Export. All objects materials. Hopefully that's not too big for my media folder. Let's see. All right. Oh, now it needs two-factor authentication. Of course it does. You tell your login to not challenge you for 30 days, and then 3 days later, it's challenging you. I don't understand. Why is my website so defiant? At least it's up and running. It was down the other day. That was due to the it was the PayPal for WordPress plugin that was corrupt. So it got corrupted somehow. So I asked my buddy Tyler to take a look at it because I knew he could fix it quicker than I could. So he deleted all the inactivated all the plugins, then reactivated them, and that fixed the issue. So who knows? Oh my gosh. So annoying. I hate it when it does this. Now it wants the code again. Finally. All right, I'm going to add a new product. Tumbler device free, print files. It's virtual, downloadable. Price is 0. Add a file, choose file, upload file, select file. I'm not a web expert, and I did not sleep at Holiday Inn Express last night. All right, I'm going to check the comments here in a minute. All right, looks like we are uploading file number 1. Perfect. All right, that did fit. Now let me upload file number 2. Insert that one. All right, I'll add an image in a moment. I'll go ahead and publish this and get you the link. All right, there's no image, but on my website under Shop Laser Accessories, you'll see Tumbler Vice free print files. Add it to your cart at 0, and you will be able to download those 2 files. And I will post this link in the chat. And pardon the ads, but they do help pay for the website a little bit, get a few pennies a month. Okay, you guys can download those. Let me know if it works. And back to tumblers. Sergio, I do have some settings that were for a 50 watt. We could probably slow those down and get that to work on the 20. I do have the 20 watt G2 here that I could try one out and see what happens. What's the biggest lens you have on that thing? Oh, hello. It's time for a break in the action. Ladies and gentlemen, trouble has entered the building. There he is.
Nuh-uh. Ain't nobody here. What's up, guys? Ladies and gentlemen.
Is that a turtle on your shirt? It looks like a turtle.
Could be. No, it's a sunset with a palm tree.
It's a little pixelated. It kind of looks like a turtle from here.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on with the internet around here lately, but it happens.
Well, I'm going to run some tumblers.
So Kenny was asking about AI and garbled text when you're trying to generate something. AI, don't worry, folks. AI is not killing us anytime soon because it doesn't know how to spell.
Yeah, as intelligent as AI is, it really has an issue with text.
I have typed stuff in quotation marks, and it still cannot get it right. So
it spells worse than. Yeah, it spells worse than some of the worst spellers I've ever saw.
You don't have to have me on the screen. You're doing your thing. I just figured I'd pop in after I got back from church.
Nah, I'll put you on the screen. All I've got is tumblers going on. I can talk and do that sometimes.
I'm just putting some of these air fresheners together.
That'll give me a break to concentrate on cleaning a few of these guys and putting them away.
Sergio's got a 110 lens.
110.
So he's going to be better off using a rotary.
Yeah, you're going to yep, exactly. Jeremy is 100% correct. With a 110 lens, you won't have enough focal length for cylinder correction.
Yeah.
So you'll have to use a rotary.
Unfortunately, that you don't get much of a curvature forgiveness with a 110.
Hey, Troy, how's it going? Monroe County, is that in Louisiana?
I am currently uploading video to YouTube. Where is it? Where's it at? How much time do I got left? Oh, a long time. Yeah, it takes forever for me to upload something. A viewer requested video on making these keychains for the essential oils with the little 22 millimeter felt pad in the back. So,
what's going on with your internet today? You are super pixelated. Do you see that?
I have no idea. No, it looks good on my end. Let me.
It could be me. Could be on my end, but I don't have the little warning saying my speed's slow. Oh, Troy's in Monroe County, West Virginia. Well, hello, neighbor.
Yeah. My upload or my download speed's only at 5 megabits right now instead of 350. I do not understand that at all. Now I'm getting 3. So yeah, I don't know. Something's going on.
Might have to reboot your modem.
Could be. Well, I reset the system on my computer every once in a while, and it fixes it. And I just recently did that, so I don't know why it's... It might be because I'm uploading to YouTube right now.
Kenny, that is cool. The Clint Eastwood Blondie.
I can't remember who asked me to do that video on the keychains, but it's done. It's uploading, so you're welcome.
Wasn't me. I hate keychains.
No, it's my 3-layer deal. It's the earrings that I did on the live stream. I used that particular thing from AI. I feel like designing something new.
You just go on like you just don't even care that I said that. Like you're just used to me in my sense of humor. When I said I hate keychains.
Yep.
Like why would anyone hate a keychain? I mean, I don't know.
No, trust me, I do too.
Well,
I do it because there's a demand.
I don't hate keychains. That was just a joke.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I'm just concentrating on my work while I'm here. So
you're just like, I don't care whether you hate keychains or not. I made the stupid video. It's uploaded. Move on.
Do you? You do you. I mean, it's got everything. It's got node editing. It's got design work. It's got comedy, drama. Maybe I might have cut the dancing. Drama out. No, unfortunately, that got put on the cutting room floor.
Well, when you said comedy, that was the first thing that popped in my head.
Oh no, just flat looking at me doing the video.
Oh, gotcha.
So
that's more understandable, I guess.
Yeah, unfortunately, Clayton, I didn't get a call for the second movie in Pixel. That would have been funny. Just a bunch of old bald guys running Commodore 64s in the living room. How many of you know what that thing was?
I had one of those.
The book was like 2.5 inches thick.
I also had a TI 99 5A, I think. Texas Instruments.
Mine came from Goodwill. So back when I was like 11, and it worked.
Goodwill
That was the
around
earliest
that
I
long
can
ago.
recall. That was the earliest I can recall hating computers.
I did not know Goodwill has been around that long.
Oh, dude. Yeah. Goodwill. What's the other ones that are around here? Salvation Army. I think there's still a couple of those around. They're not. They're getting fewer and farther between here, though. A couple of them.
Yeah, we still have one of those here local. I forgot to send one out. It's going now. There we go.
Commodore 128. Now, when I got done with that 64, I skipped straight to milking cows and never looked back till I got out of high school. And then never really jumped into computers much until I started the laser stuff.
And now it's your favorite thing to do.
No, it's not.
All right. While this one's running, I'm going to go get a drink.
You do that, and I'm going to blow my screen up and show people my 5-layer LED lit sign.
What do you guys want to talk about in chat? Anything fun? Jeremy, you are super pixelated. People won't be able to see that.
Okay, I think it's got something to do with me uploading stuff. I'm going to jump off the stream and see if I can fix something. Although I won't be able to until my video is uploaded, because I don't want to stop that and start it over again.
Well, wait till your video uploads and then show show that thing.
I can do that.
I mean, I want people to be able to see it, and it'll be like all pixelated. I guess go ahead and show it, and then show it again later.
I did. I just put it up.
Whatever you want to do. Whatever you want to do. I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I just want you to be able to show off your work.
Yeah, I'll do it when I can get it fixed. I'm gonna run another speed test and see what's going on. I didn't look at my upload. Wow. I'm getting less than 3 megabits download right now. Less than 1. No wonder it's pixelated. It's getting better. I turned the hotspot on my laptop off to try to save some of that stuff. Well, yeah, but I'm already halfway done with the upload. I might. Yeah, I'm going to kick off of here a minute. I'm going to reset everything.
Okay, I'm back.
All right, I'm going to kick off of here and reset my computer.
Okie dokie. I tell you what I'm going to do. Let me turn on my studio lights. Studio lights on. Overhead light off. I wanted to show off my hammer again. I'm actually going to engrave it. Maybe I could do that live. I could use the UV laser. But I'm going to put Freedom Hammer across this guy. You can see how much material was removed. So I did a basket weave. Don't focus on my eyeballs. Basket weave on this side. All this is fresh off the laser. I have not polished this. I have not done anything to it. This is just how it came off of the laser. No brass black, nothing. But you can see the depth in this engraving. Just trying to keep my eyes hidden. There we go. And this is a knurling pattern, although it has some dust in it. I just need to brush that out. So we got some knurling here. Then you can see the eagle there. The only thing I did to this is there was a raised edge around, and I took that raised edge off. I should have weighed this thing before I engraved it. So the weight with the handle, and then weighed it again afterwards to see how much brass was removed. Anyway, I like this thing. I just thought I'd show it off. Let's see. That was see 6, 8, 14, about 16 hours total. It was a long time. Yeah, that's right. 16 hours. And if any of you were on Hobo's stream last night, he had mentioned the hammer that I engraved that was probably his favorite piece that I had ever done. I'll show you that one next. This was also a 3D engraving on a steel hammer, and those shades were done with the laser. Let's see. Hey, Jerry, how's it going?
Real good.
I'm going to minimize you real quick, and then I'll bring you right back out. Where'd he go? There it is. I'm getting a little wobbly on this thing. There we go.
Nice.
Okay, that's good enough.
Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, I just woke up like a half hour ago. I don't sleep well at night, so I wake up when I wake up.
Well, that stinks. I guess it is. That's kind of early your time. What is
That's
it?
10:40. It's getting pretty late.
10:40.
Days almost half over if I still had a job.
Yeah, that's true. Brass dust everywhere. Let's see. Maybe. Nope, so I'm going to focus in on that. If you look over this shoulder, right there, there's still the remnants of all the brass. But most of it went right into that fume collector. Okay, time for next tumbler. I got lots of tumblers to engrave. Figured this is going to be a long stream, so you, Rich, Jeremy could just pop in and out whenever if you wanted, or hang out.
All right.
Whatever you wanted to do.
Well, for those that don't know, I got an exciting item in the mail 2 days ago. My Haltien RF 40 watt came, and that thing weighs like 220 pounds. So it was a chore getting in the house for me and my son, getting it on the table. But I'm working on the first video for it now. But
Nice.
Nice.
I mentioned a little bit ago that I'm now starting to partner more with Haltien Lasers, and I'm now moderator of their Facebook group.
Oh, nice.
So I'm going to have more content coming with Haltien Lasers and promoting their group, and hopefully promoting some of my videos in their group and make it a two-way street. And then, hey, if any of you all are interested in that laser, Jerry, let me get that link again.
Yeah, I partnered with them back in December, and because of you, I was able to partner with them. You were a great influence and made that happen. Then I got my first 60 watt from them, and now I have the RF laser. I had a K40 for a very long time, but the K40 from Monport is from Omtech. It's just way too small. It's way too small for what I wanted to use it for, with an 8x12 bed. And we're doing large signs or acrylic, and then the RF laser, the dot size is very small. It's very fast. So we'll have to see what all I can do with it. But.
Well, the RF laser is the same type of source. Got a little gnat flying around. Same type of source that's in this CO2 Galvo that I'm doing the tumblers with. So that'll give you an idea of the kind of performance you get out of one of those. But hello, Mickey Burr and V.
Hello, Clayton.
Popped in. All right, let me get on.
Night plate bed or honeycomb bed, Ruida controller.
That should be fun to work with.
The table I settled on is too high. Is the only problem at the moment. I can work with it, but at some point in the future, I'll have to figure out something different.
Let me try something. I'll show you what I did. I'll use my phone as a camera.
I can easily see inside it, and the control panel for the Ruida controller, I can see the screen, but not real clearly. So it would look better if the machine sat down like 6 inches or so.
If you're ever interested, Blackmagic, who makes the
Hello, how are you?
What's up, Gary?
The ATEM Mini switcher, they just came out with an Android camera app. They've had an iPhone one out for a little bit. And you can get a clean HDMI output from their camera app.
Am I all pixelated now?
No, you look fine. Yep.
Good.
Much better.
Yeah, it reset. It's all back to normal again.
All right, so here's the output from my phone. It's looking good. All right, cool. With the Blackmagic camera app. So it's a clean HDMI out, so you don't have any of the crap on screen. There, see the bottom of that laser?
Yeah, it's on a pallet.
Now I use two 4x4s and then put 2x4s across.
I see.
And then put it on casters.
Oh, okay.
So that it would be just at a nice height for working. It's not bad. It could be a little higher if I would have used higher casters, but I didn't. But it still works good. Same thing I did actually to. Nope, it's hard to see. See the blue laser there? I'll zoom in a little bit. It's also setting on. That was 4x6, two 4x6s with 2x6s running across, and also on casters. That way, I can move it around when I need to. There's all the tumblers I need to do. There we go. Here's a good shot.
Oh my God, that's a big order.
Yes, it is. Yeah, so something like that might help out.
That stream came out great yesterday. We had some new people dropping on camera, and I wound up streaming for a little over 4 hours.
That's a long time. I was at work and then got busy and I had to jump off and never came back into chat.
I appreciate you coming on chat. I know you're real busy, a lot of projects going on, work and everything.
Yeah, I was at the pharmacy yesterday, unfortunately. Jeremy, can you pop your creation up on screen again?
Yeah, give me a second. I'm getting the links put in the description. It's kind of a good thing my internet went down. I forgot to put these links in it. I told people I were going to drop in there in my video. So I am trying to get that put in right now. Blessing in disguise, I guess.
Has anybody in chat tried to download that Tumbler Vice yet? I just want to make sure it works.
What did you change from the first design that I already printed? What did you change?
It's now, it's now more narrow, which was just a nice little change and uses less filament.
Okay.
But the main thing I changed, I'll show it once this tumbler's done.
All right. Yeah, I haven't used it yet. Get too many hobbies.
See how it's skinnier?
Okay.
Now this thing will probably kind of drop picture. All right, so it's skinnier, right? But I added a slot.
Oh, I see.
And then I also added another slot up here. And then right now I'm using that slot combined with this L bracket that I printed. And so when the tumbler scoots forward, it bumps into that bracket to index it.
Sergio, scroll up a little bit. He posted in chat a little bit ago.
All right. I'll try to put this thing on video now.
Oh, wow.
See how that just indexes right there now
Okay.
against that bracket?
Yeah, I saw you doing that. I thought that was pretty cool. All right, so back this up.
That's nice.
It's one of these little LED signs with 5 layers. There we go. So if I turn it, you can see how thick that is.
You know what you're going to have to do? Turn your lights off so we can see it in all its glory. It's looking really good. Well, that's better too. Very cool.
Yep. Turned one of my Christmas ornaments into a light up display. I got about 4 or 5 other ideas I'm going to do this with.
I like the perspective on like the camels in the background, how they get smaller so they look further away. That looks really nice.
Yeah. Yeah, that was an afterthought. I was like, okay, I got to figure out how to get them camels in there, and I had to reposition them and get them to work. And that's my second one that I made. The first one, my wife wouldn't let me bring back out of the house. She wanted it, so I had to make another one.
Yeah, there might be a couple pieces that were floating. You just have to drop them down to the bed.
Mickey said the link worked. He was able to download it.
Very good.
Cool.
And V just downloaded it.
V got it. Cool.
Oh, I'm still in wake up mode.
I can't believe it's almost 2 o'clock. Day's halfway over. So when I work at the pharmacy, I work 9 to 7. So when it hits 2 o'clock, the day's halfway over. So I always know 2 o'clock just is a one time of day that I pay attention to, because it's like day's halfway over, whether I'm at home or at work. It signifies that I need to get my ass in gear and get stuff done.
Yeah, when the driver dropped off the laser on a pallet in the driveway, my plan was to tip it up on end. I would dolly it around the back of my house and get one of my neighbors to help me pick it up, turn it sideways, carry it through the door. But that didn't happen. I couldn't lift it up on end, so I had to have my son come over to help me get it up on end. Then I put it on the dolly and I wheeled it around back like a refrigerator. And then we uncrated it, and then I had to put it on end, on its side, on a furniture dolly, on a piece of foam, and roll it in. Then we tipped it towards the table. It was higher than the table, so then it was a matter of just grabbing one end, lifting it straight up, and sliding it on the table. But it isn't something I can move around by myself, whether I still had a job and I was in shape or not. There's no way I can physically move that myself.
The last heavy thing I needed to move in the house, I ended up using my tractor with the forklift attachment on the bucket, opened up the double doors in the basement, and shoved the laser in as far as I could with my tractor.
Yeah.
If I didn't have that, it would have been a royal pain in the butt. So
I think
I feel
Tripod. I think Tripod said one of his lasers that his wife had won, the Eon, that he rented some kind of a jack that goes all the way up table height basically, and from the pallet to the table, it jacks up real high.
Harbor Freight sells. Yeah, Harbor Freight sells one of those. They're like a mini scissor lift, but it's just a little table that jacks up.
Oh, would it go that high?
It wouldn't go as high as a scissor lift, but imagine.
Well, I know. I mean, as high as a table. Okay,
yeah.
I'll have to look into that. I'm the kind of person that does everything himself, and I don't like asking for help. So, I mean, when it comes to building things or doing things.
Oh, I thought I was getting close to having this case done, and I'm not. I need to pick up the pace.
Oh, I got one more thing to show you guys.
Question in chat: do all stainless steel tumblers rust after engraving, or only certain ones?
That is a very good question.
You're doing an experiment with that tumbler from your video.
Yeah, I am. I have my test tumbler, and then I have the actual tumbler from the video. And I'm trying to think if I had any other.
Thanks, Ed. I'm going to measure that right now. I think 36 inches would be high enough. And I have like 10 tape measures, but where's the tape measure when you need it, right?
Ah, here we go. Jerry, I'll finish that stainless steel question in a moment.
Yeah, I was just reading that.
Okay.
500 pounds and 1,000 pounds. It's a lifesaver.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when I rearranged my garage here a couple months ago, I had this big giant table and a big giant rack full of stuff on it, and it about killed me to drag them around to reposition. All I had to do was go buy some of those moving men and put them underneath the feet, but I never did. Oh, wow.
Well, as soon as it decides to focus.
You got some beautiful colors on that.
There it is.
There's my tester cup, and it's had several different settings and stuff on it.
Is that the Harbor Freight?
This one is the Harbor Freight one.
Oh, cool. I need to buy
I'm going to leave it here in the basement and see what happens to it. And then I have the other one that is the JDS, and I'm going to leave it here in the basement. So I'll have that one as a tester. And then I have a dozen EcoMoz tumblers ordered from Amazon. They'll be here soon. I'm going to run the same settings on one of those and then just let the three of them set down here for a couple months and see what happens. Might even just set them outside. That'd be even worse. Probably accelerate any rusting, as humid as it is.
Well, and I have stainless steel mugs that I've done just black on, and they're 2.5 years old, and I have zero rust on them. And they sit in my truck. They go with me out to do things. They sit out here in the shop for a couple weeks when I lose them. Yeah, I haven't had one rust yet.
In the description of this live stream, there is a link to the EcoMoz tumblers that are at Amazon. The powder coated ones are great. They're great for engraving. I've used those. They're great for holding ice and keeping things warm too. And that's why I ordered their stainless steel ones, because I know the powder coated tumblers are quality. Okay. I must get back to tumblers. Ugh.
All right, so I posted on Facebook the other day in the things, this little 4-layer ornament that I painted up and did some stuff with. Then my wife goes, well, that's good, but what if somebody wants to hang one on the wall? So I did her a big one.
Very nice. Your camera went blurry unless it's just me. Your camera went blurry unless it's just my end.
There. How's that?
Oh, that looks nice. Very good job.
250 millimeters.
Did you paint that?
Yeah. Spray paint.
Okay.
It's like hunter green, black.
Well, it looks good.
This part here, the letters are, let me go get that. It is this color wash tint, French roast color. It looks exactly like an engraving coming off this laserMATIC. Jim McCall sent me on a quest to Hobby Lobby to get that. These are like $2 a bottle. I got 3 or 4 or 5 bottles of them. It's not bad. I like it. It turns out pretty good.
Jim's very good at giving you projects.
I'm telling you what. In the beginning, though, I gave him all my projects before I had a diode laser. I would send my files to him. He would cut them out, send them back.
Well, that's good. It's a two-way street.
Yeah.
If Jim was here, I'd give him a hard time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. The worst part of tumblers is just dealing with these little boxes that the tumblers come in and the little foam sleeve that the cups are in. If you don't have these things up at counter height, bending over and working on them, it's not good for the back.
£1,000 lift, Harbor Freight, $369. And the one that's 500 pounds is $249.
Yeah,
Oh,
V's
man,
right. The older you get, the more you got to have stuff up where you can actually work standing up like a human being.
Yep.
Yeah,
So
I think Patrick's, for my age, is a little too low to the ground. I'd rather have it higher, and then I got mine too high. I can lift the lid and I can work with it like that, but I would rather it was a little bit lower.
Yeah, you could just double stack some 4x4s, or you could do something like that that's pretty cheap. It would raise it up, and then if you ever needed to, you could always disassemble it and get it out of your space.
Yeah, all my tables and benches and everything around the house with casters, I built out of 2x4s, 4x4s, 3/4 plywood. I could build a shorter table, rolling table, than just get a few people to help me move it and settle on it. It's just the costing of it.
You can't beat the price of casters at Harbor Freight either.
Oh yeah, yeah.
No, those big 10-inch pneumatic wheels that I got for moving that 500-pound laser down when I went down to see Rich, those were, I don't know, for the price of it. They wanted $1,000 for a cart to haul that kind of weight, already built. I just bought 4 of those casters. I think they were 15 or 17 bucks a piece. They were 300 pounds each, so I had a 1,200-pound capacity. And then I just threw a piece of 3/4 plywood, bolted the things on there, threw a handle from an old spreader that I had, like a fertilizer spreader that I had behind the shed that it broke, and I ripped the handle off of it, attached that to the bottom of that, and there was my cart for less than $100.
Sweet.
I'm still using it out in the yard right now for doing chores for stuff. So
I have a set of casters from Harbor Freight that I keep building little carts with, and then I'll take it apart and then build a different size cart for whatever I need. I just keep reusing the same lumber and casters over and over for different size things. To have four of those pneumatic swivel ones, those things are amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I've used them on
in the front.
Back when I made some chicken or some hoop houses for the sheep. I'd make a little frame and then attach cattle panels in an arch shape to the frame. And then I'd stick the caster wheels on those, and then just drag them up in the field with the casters. And take the casters off and reuse them.
Yep.
All right, only 3 more pink ones to go, and this box is complete. Let's see what's next.
Well, I'm gonna have to bow out. I need to get to work on my video when I got to eat some lunch. But
well, I'll be here a while, so you can always pop back in later.
Okay. Well, take care. Thanks. Take care, everybody in chat. Take care, Jeremy, Patrick.
See you, Jerry.
All right, Jerry. We'll see you later. Thanks for popping in.
All right. Bye-bye.
How about we do some OD green next? I just have to remember to switch back over to the non-inverted logo.
Do you want me to remind you?
I think I'll remember.
Great.
Because it's so fresh in my brain. And I'm not going to head over to the other computer until I do that. Did you see where I was comparing the inverted and non-inverted logo?
Yeah. Yeah, I was in the house watching it on the big TV, and I decided to get off my butt and come out here.
Cool. Is there anyone in chat that did not see the inverted versus non-inverted logo? If so, I'll show it to you once I do the first olive green. Great, my phone's almost dead. Okay, I'm gonna charge the phone. I was going to use it as a camera again, but it's not going to happen. All right, I'll pull that up for you guys and show y'all. This pink tumbler is being engraved with the inverted version of the logo, because it just looks weird with the non-inverted, the regular version.
Yes.
All right,
Sergeant. Yeah, he missed it.
All right, Jeremy, I'm playing with fire.
What'd you did?
Hope I don't. I came over to the other computer.
Uh-oh.
All right, so here is the non-inverted logo. So you see what is being burned is the area around the face. So not the face, not the arms. And, you know, most of the gun is not, and the jacket's not. Then here's the inverted version, where the face is burned, the arm, the gun, the pants, the jacket. If you focus in the bottom of it right here, you'll see his pants basically extends to the circle, and here it stops short of the circle. So I just added an offset to that circle and then deleted the original one. No, kept the original one to keep the inverted version. So the inverted is on the pink tumblers. Now I'm going to switch right now. I'm going to go over to the other computer, switch to the non-inverted, and burn that on a olive drab tumbler. And once that's done, I will show you the comparison. I don't know if any of you have engraved the JDS golf, the dimpled golf tumblers, but they always engrave with this satin look on the stainless, and it's a darker look. And that's the way these pink ones turn out as well. And they just look weird with that non-inverted logo.
Ed wants to know if that's a phrase, regular verted.
Maybe.
Call Wikipedia, tell them to get it in there.
I don't know what I'm saying. Lost my microfiber. I'm cleaning the dust off this thing. Yeah, it happens. It was an accident.
Kitty broke. Sorry, little Bill involved came out there for a second.
I don't know how I did that. I put the pink tumbler in the wrong box. Oops. I need to pay more attention.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers. All right. Now, I'm going to go play with AI for a minute. Ed also wants to know which is faster, inverted or regular verted. Probably takes the same amount of time, doesn't it? You're just switching out what's getting engraved and what's not.
Well, one is 1 minute 38 seconds, and I can't remember what the other one was. It's like 1 minute 31.
Okay, Ed, Patrick. Ed has a big deal. What? Hold on, Patrick. I got a big real question for you. Let me know when you're ready.
Okay, I'm not ready yet.
Hold.
Okay, there we go. Focus. There's the pink. There's the green. So there's the two different versions. Move them.
Yeah,
over
it's
there.
fine.
There we go.
It's focused.
All right, you can see it now, can't you?
Yep.
So there's the difference. Did you see how the pink doesn't have the shine to it like the other colors do? So the pink is a little more, well, it's a lot more dark.
Muted. I think they call it muted.
Muted, yes. So it looks better with it inverted. So that's that. Okay, Ed, go. I'm waiting. Full wrap on a tumbler that is skinnier at the bottom. What height do you use to set your laser? I level the tumbler here. Make sure it's level. So I just make sure it's level right in the middle like that. This little bit of taper is not gonna hurt for cylinder correction, but you're not going to be using cylinder correction for a full wrap. So you're basically going to have your rotary angled like this, and you'll want to use a larger lens, like 200, 300. That way this whole area stays in focus throughout the whole engraving. That makes sense to you?
Here's this question.
Yes, it is a separate sublayer. Let's say I'm going to do a deep engraving. I'll show you how I set it up. Let's say I'm going to deep engrave this GOA logo into a piece of brass, okay? And we're starting fresh. So I'm going to start with my first layer, and let's say, don't go by these settings, but I'm going to put in an approximate setting I would use for this 60 watt. Let's say I'm going to use a speed of 3500, power of 90, frequency of 60, Q pulse of 500. In the line interval, I would say 200 lens, I'd use 0.032. I would run that at an angle of 27 because it's an odd number. Angle increment is an odd number. Auto rotate. Fill shapes individually or together or flood fill. Just depends on how aggressive you want your engraving. But let's say we're going to go with this. And we're going to run it 10 passes. Then what I would do is another layer and say, this is my clean pass. Speed of 3500, power 35, frequency 45, Q pulse 200. And this is going to be fill mode. Line interval 0.032. Scan angle 47. Angle increment 67. Just after odd numbers there. auto rotate. And instead of running a crosshatch, I'll run 2 cleaning passes. So as it progresses through this layer, it will go through this one and this one. Now let's say I want another 10 engraved passes. I'll just duplicate it. Say I want another clean, I'll duplicate it. Another, should have renamed this. That help you keep, I can't spell, Engrave. That helps you keep track of them. So if that's engraved, and then this one's clean. Engrave, clean, engrave. Clean. And then you want more passes, then you can duplicate that, and then you can duplicate your cleaning. And right there, you're at 30 engraved passes with 2 clean passes in between each. Does that make sense? Then, if you wanted, you could change this to 20 passes. You know, whatever you wanted to do. And then your sublayer is your clean. And then I'll just keep duplicating those 2 to do the engraved, clean, engraved, clean until I get to whatever I want my last layer to be. Let's say now I need a completely different last layer, and I'm going to call this finish. And maybe I'm running something, you know, crazy fast. Well, not that crazy, but high power, high frequency, low Q pulse to do kind of like a polishing thing. Then there's my last pass, and when I come back, it should be done. But there you can have everything lined up in one. I did have a short chat with Jason, and they're working on making these sublayers available to be assigned settings from your library. So you could go in and just click a setting on your sublayer. So you could have it set up to just run through and do a whole engraving and come back and have all of your finishing, cleans, colors, whatever set up.
That would be absolutely amazing. I'm sick and tired of having a hand put those in every time.
Yep. So hopefully that makes sense to you. If it did not thoroughly answer your question, let me know, and I'll expand upon anything that you still have questions on. But thanks for the question. That was good. Using sublayers really helps speed up work for sure. Just like on this, let me go back and I'll show you. Just a second. Okay, I'm going to close this. I don't want to save my changes. Then I'm going to go back to recent projects. You'll notice this, I have 2 layers. So those passes aren't identical. This one knocks most of the powder coat off. It's lower speed. Ignore these settings because this is it converted it to fiber laser because I have the fiber laser selected. You normally ask me to switch. Let me do that. There we go. All right, so for the CO2 Galvo, I'm running a speed of 500, power of 90, and a 0.1 line interval. And that's on this first pass, because it only runs one time. And then the second pass runs at 1500, 85 power, and a 0.15 line interval. So it's running a little less power, but a lot faster. And that cleans all the excess off. I found this setting works so that I don't really have to clean the tumbler afterwards. It just comes off the laser shining. So yeah, the sub layer is what helps speed that up.
So your first layer is like a big, thick, bristle broom sweeping the floor. Your second layer is like taking the leaf blower to it.
Yep. Hey,
Yeah.
two
Mr.
sharp
Stixel.
sticks is in the house.
Howdy, howdy.
And Sergeant Serginski. Hopefully I answered your question. I wanted to come back to that. I wanted to show you another setting that's available in Lightburn. Let's say we wanted to take this logo and make it huge and go all the way around the tumbler. All right. And we were going to use the cylinder correction, and we were worried about, oops, didn't mean to do that, how it was going to look at the bottom. There's also the tool in Lightburn that you can use the taper warp. So you set where the object is going to be, left, right, top. So it's oriented at the top of our tumbler in this example. The diameter of the cup, which is 88. The bottom diameter, I know this one's 78. And I don't know the length. $170. And it will try to correct the shape of your graphic for the tumbler that you have or the glass that's tapered. So ideally it works with the straight walls. It's a straight taper, not a curved taper. Let me unlock this, make this the same. All right, now we've got a circle. So now there's how the taper warp runs. And it's not going to be correct because I have this set larger than the actual cup itself. So let's change this to, say it's 150. Then we can go back to the taper warp. So what it's trying to do is resize this graphic to accommodate for that taper of the glass. So where the glass gets skinnier, it's making the graphic a little larger at the bottom. If that makes sense. So that's another tool you can use to try to resize your graphic to fit the taper on a tumbler. All right, need another tumbler on. What are you working on there, Jeremy? in your AI?
I'm not in AI. I decided to do something different.
Well, if you want, you can share your screen and show what you're working on. These tumblers get pretty boring after a while. Totally up to you.
Yeah, actually, I'm probably not right now because everything is changing on the fly, and I don't know how to explain what I'm doing because I don't know until I start messing with stuff, and then I change it. So I would just rather not confuse everybody and stay confused on my own.
Understood.
Because it's probably going to end up getting scrapped. What's up, Jim?
Hey, Jim. Jim's here. Sorry, I need to check back into chat. I was looking at my screen. I posted in my community page on the channel and on my Facebook that if you guys have any screw-ups, any fails for laser engraving, I want to start a new segment on the live stream that's called Roast the Burn. And basically, you email pictures of your fails. I'll include my fails too. We'll include Jeremy's fails, any fails. And then we'll pull them up on screen, and then we'll discuss them. We'll roast them a little bit.
Can I start right now?
We'll try not to get too personal and, not make you cry or anything, but just try to have some fun.
Yes, you may. Myself? Can I roast myself right now?
Oh, good. I'll roast you too.
All right. So, pencils. Painting my rub stinking whatever you want to call it.
I don't have an intro prepared, but it'll be something like, Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this segment we like to call Roast the Burn.
Roast the Burn. Yeah, how big is your inbox exactly? I've got a pile of stuff sitting right here. Well, I took up whittling.
Did you whittle towards yourself?
No,
that is not
always
recommended.
Whittle towards your friend.
Okay.
Your friend
well, I'll just drop two tips. Never whittle towards yourself or pee against the wind. Okay.
Perfect. I have 6 kids. You'd think I'd know how to spell one of their names. Those 3 little whittle marks are because I spelled her name wrong 3 times. Even after I figured out how to spell it, I forgot to change it in the artwork, burned it again, and oh my gosh, I about fell over laughing.
So you only know how to spell one of your kids' names?
I only don't know how to spell one of my kids' names, apparently.
Oh, okay. I understand.
And there's only 5 letters. Cut toward your buddy, not your body.
Yeah, it kind of looks like you were just wanting to expose the lead.
Well,
or the graphite.
I told my daughter a beaver got into my shop, started gnawing on her pencil.
That's what I say at the pharmacy when I walk in, and if there's a mess near the shredder, paper shredder, I'll say, you know what? It looks like a beaver's been in here overnight. I'm like, you guys should clean that up.
Well, and I don't know if this one's a mess up or not, but I tried to do a dark mark on this carpenter pencil, and all it did was end up taking the paint off, which ended up being pretty cool in the end. So
you spelled HTL wrong.
I did. It was supposed to be LTH.
That's what I figured.
Yeah.
You'll know it's time to pack it in if you ever do misspell HTL.
Yeah.
If I would ever misspell LSE, I'll come to the same realization.
Yep.
or if I ever get off an empty plane and then decide to get back on it. Or I get off a plane that was full and then it's empty, but then I decide to get back on it when it's completely empty. Then I just leave a crowd of people staring at me behind me, wondering why the hell's he getting back on that plane that he just got off of.
Yeah, I'd be standing on the side of the corner with a sign held up said, "Don't need money, I just need a hug."
Yeah. Don't replace the E with a D. Get it? LSD.
That would, if you had your name called Laser Source Designs, that would be a good play on it. And then you could just announce yourself as the LSD channel.
Yeah. At that point, it would be light source dementia. I'm not making fun of those with dementia. I know how bad it is.
I only thought of one person right offhand.
The same person that boards the empty plane.
Yep. He doesn't believe in gravity.
Yeah, exactly. Kelly. That was the staircase of shame.
Yeah.
You guys want to see anything else while these tumblers are running? I could do that hammer. Or for those of you just joining in, maybe I could just show the hammer again and then engrave the handle.
Yeah. All right. My video is uploaded. It is now live on YouTube, I'm sure. But do not stop watching Patrick to go watch mine. Watch it after.
Add it to your queue. That way it's up next.
Double
I mean, if they get bored with tumblers, they can always go check it out and then come back. I don't have a problem with that. You need your views too. I'm not selfish. For those of you that didn't see my beautiful hammer, let me pop down here and make it full screen.
Yeah, it's live. I just checked it.
16 hours total engrave time on this. You can see how deep that is. But here's a basket weave pattern. And on this side, we have a flag. You can see the depth that that one achieved. And then over here, we have some knurling and some dust. I need to clean it. This is fresh off the laser. I've not polished it or did anything other than remove the border. You see there's a raised border around this side. I removed that border on this side so you could see how deep the engraving went, and somehow the hammer shifted just a little bit and it was just a little off center, but that corrected that issue. But it's a 2-pound brass hammer. You can see how much material has been removed from that angle.
That thing turned out so stinking cool.
Thank you. I'm going to put Freedom Hammer on the handle. I can do that now. Then I'm going to beat stuff with it. Just like a meat tenderizer, it left a knurling pattern in the workbench. That was cool.
Yeah. All right, so just for a sneak peek at the video, I show how to make that keychain right there. That's all you get
That's
to see.
cool. Well, hey, post a link to your channel.
I just did.
Okay.
Well, I don't know if it's a link, but it's what it's called. You know what? I can't find the link. Every time I go in there, I get some long 40-mile long thing. I am computer illiterate, so I don't know how to get my YouTube link.
You don't?
It always ends up like 2 miles long, man. It's like the alphabet's only 26 letters. I don't understand how it's that long. I'm trying again.
Okay. This is really easy. I'll show you. Whoops.
Oh, there it is.
Here's your channel. Right here. See that?
Hold on. I'm not looking. What? Yeah.
youtube.com/@htl-customs.
Yeah, I just found it. Whoops, where'd it go? No, I lost it.
And it's right here in the browser.
I lost it again. I clicked off to look at your thing and now it disappeared.
I just posted it.
Okay.
There you go. youtube.com/@htl-customs.
Got it.
Sergeant Serginski is asking about using ankle increments for cleanup passes. I do not like to use crosshatch. 95% of the time, I will use auto with an odd number for an angle increment. It doesn't matter what the number is as long as it's an odd number. So let's say, and this is kind of what I gravitate towards for some reason, I'll start at an angle of 67 and then I'll have it rotate 67. So it's rotating 67 degrees each time and it's always going to be an odd number. Or you could do 67 and 23 or 67 and 89. As long as you're using odd numbers, run 2 passes with auto rotate turned on. That way, it produces a more even surface. Because if you're always running over the same lines over and over and over, especially with your engraving passes, you can end up with lines in your finished product. So for the engraving passes, it's always auto rotate at an odd angle, and cleaning passes, same thing. Oh, you talking about this hammer, V? Focus. Come on, man. It's not that difficult.
Hide your face.
I know, I'm trying.
Okay,
There
you
we
got
go.
your hand. There it is.
So that was also a 3D engraving. And then I did the final shading with the laser.
That wood grain came out pretty cool.
And I've done nothing to it other than shade it with the laser. This is how it came off. No other treatment.
Kelly says he's been searching for HTL Customs. Your search is over. You found me.
Yes, aggressive engraving passes, flood fill, absolutely. I do use flood fill. If I do not want it to be aggressive, if I'm working on something that's a little more delicate, less heat and less penetration and less depth, and don't want to risk burning it or overdoing it, I don't use flood fill. Like if I were going to engrave a vector graphic on that steel hammer, absolutely flood fill. Same with a brass coin. If I was doing a vector graphic and I was doing multiple layers, wanted it to be a deep engrave, absolutely I would use flood fill. Example, when to not use flood fill. These tumblers, all those little details in the Minuteman, those will be erased by using flood fill. It would overdo it, remove too much powder coat, and you would lose all the detail. So when there's lots of fine detail, sometimes I will not use flood fill. It depends on the material. But when it's for removing powder coat, that's something you need to be a little more gentle with when it comes to removing material. Otherwise, you can remove too much around the edges of your graphics. So that one I do not. If I had a very simple graphic on a tumbler, I could engrave these faster with flood fill. So I do have a setting where I do use flood fill, but it's only for very simple stuff. Hopefully that answers Sergeant Serginski's question and Kelly's question, at least to the best of my ability, I believe. If there's anything still needs cleared up, let me know, and I will do my best. But thank you for
Patrick, I'm going to get out of here. My
questions.
family's home, and they're knocking on my door, so I'm going to go deal with stuff.
Okay, I'm just running more tumblers.
Yeah. If you're still on, I might pop in later, but
I'm stuck here either way.
Yeah. All right. Bye, everybody. Talk to you later.
Thanks for stopping in, Jeremy. Appreciate it.
No problem.
Jeremy's a good guy, folks. I really like Jeremy. I was just thinking it, and I said it out loud. I'm not embarrassed, though. If I had a tumbler to waste, I would turn on flood fill and do one of these and then show you the comparison. I probably do have one. I do have great patrons that are supporting me that help me buy more material. So I think this is definitely worth the science. I will waste a tumbler, turn on flood fill, and show you. Okay, this next green one is going to run with flood fill. I grabbed one of the green ones from my stock, and not GOA stock. I have a handful of these. Okay, here goes flood fill. You'll see it jumping all over the place. You can tell it's way more aggressive. There's way more flame. .175 lens, 6x expander, 30 watt CO2. It doesn't look too bad. You can definitely see that small details are missing. And you can also see, look at the side of, this is the flood fill one. It's kind of, it's kind of hard to see. It's kind of burnt. Flood fill, no flood fill, right? Get that in focus there. Right there is where it didn't burn all the way through on the edge of that circle. Then, all right, now I got the right ones. Look at like his mouth and nose, and the difference in, you'll see some differences in the jacket. Like some of those little marks are smaller and some of them are missing. It just eats away at more of the powder coat. And then the edges are kind of a little darker. It's probably hard to see on camera. It just doesn't look as good. Like right in here, like above my finger, there's a little singeing that you'd have to clean off. Wait. Yep. Trying to see if I can get it to zoom in on that. Right there, that little piece. Now let's pull the other one back up. And look at the details around the hair. That stands out pretty obvious. And the hat. It might not be a huge difference, but it's enough of a difference that I can see it. And when I'm looking at these two in person, the non-flood fill it looks more crisp. The details that's lost in the hair and the hat. normally a regular fill goes across, across, back, okay, across, back. Flood fill goes across, laser still on, down, laser still on, across, laser still on, down. So it actually picks up the edges, and it's more aggressive by getting those edges, and laser stays on when it's dropping down from one layer to one line to the next. If that makes sense.
Chlorine. How much put in full packets?
I do half a bag.
Like, it's down. Just the other half a bag.
Whole bag won't hurt. One. Yep. Sorry, wife was asking me how much chlorine to put in the pool. And hi, Nancy, and hi, Paul. And as you saw, I just accidentally ran that one in flood fill. And it was 48 seconds. Where running in non-flood fill is about a minute. $38, I think, for this one. I'm going to do an experiment and run it the first pass in regular fill and the second pass in flood fill. Because the second pass is less aggressive anyway. If I could run that in flood fill and still get the same look and keep the detail, that might speed it up a little bit. Hey, Stephen. Yes, I will be in Virginia Beach. Let's see. Friday. We're leaving Friday morning. Probably much to the family's objection, I'm going to take a laser and I'm going to take an enclosure and some camera gear. And for the LMR live stream, I might set up, Stephen, you might be able to help me out here. I would like to find a place to park where I can back my truck up so that if I was looking out of my rearview mirror, I see the ocean. And then I want to use that as the set for doing the live stream on the LMR channel on Saturday night. That way I'd have a view of the ocean behind me. And I have a Ford Power Boost that has the built-in inverter generator, and I can use that to power the laser and the camera and stuff. I think that would be really neat. Okay, that experiment shaved about 18 seconds off the total time by running layer 2 in flood fill, and it kept all the detail. It didn't burn it off. So thanks for those flood field questions. That led to an experiment that led to a good setting. It's a little faster. I'm going to watch it on camera this time. I'm just going to pay attention to the hair. Make sure all of that stays the same. Yeah, it did not change. It looked good. You're welcome, Sergeant Sherjinsky. Jerry's asking what I use for piping on the ceiling for my exhaust. I can show you that. My phone should be charged. Okay, Jerry, here we go. I have an 8-inch outlet with a damper to keep the hot air and the bugs out. That 8-inch then traverses across the ceiling to the 8-inch fan. And that thing moves 743 CFM. That goes from to that 8-inch to dual 6-inch Y. And then I have it wrapped back around to, there's a 6 there, a 6 there, 6 there. And then I have 6-inch all the way back to the big CO2 over there. Then I have a 6-inch here that splits into 2 more 6s that drops down. I have 2 4s there and 2 4s there, and that's a 4 at the CO2 Galvo. And then that 6-inch with the elbows loops back around over here, drops down, and then we have what somebody described looked like the Matrix or octopus tentacles coming down. Those 6s split to 2 4s each. So that gives me 8 total 4s, each with their own blast gate. See, there's a blast gate and these little 3D printed ducts. Some I have regular ducts. Here's all the brass. You can see most of it's in there. But yeah, and then I have a 6-inch blast gate. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit. Right there. See it right in the center. So hopefully that helps you. Yes, that is the AC Infinity aluminum. It's dual layer, so it has the black on the outside and the just regular shiny aluminum on the inside. It's pretty durable stuff. All right, I think what I'm going to do is finish this box of OD green, shut the stream down for a bit, because that'll give me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 boxes done. I'll be halfway done, and then maybe I'll come back later tonight and do some more. If I don't do it later tonight, I'll see how many I get done tonight, not on a live stream, maybe do some tomorrow. But I do want to go hang out with the family for a little bit today. Don't want to spend all day lasering tumblers. I do like hanging out with you guys, though. That's the best part of it. Okay, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like 8 or 10 more to go. Just knock that out in less than 10 minutes. Thank you, V. Yep, family first. Appreciate that. Gary, I hope you have a great Sunday as well. I need to get more caffeine. My tactical caffeine reloading device. Thank you, Jim. I'm glad you could make it. We were talking bad about you earlier, so I'm glad you missed that part. Obviously, I'm kidding. Oh, that's a good idea. Top floor of a parking garage. Okay, keep that in mind. Go back and watch the replay. That's funny. Oh, let me switch to my other camera. At least give you a different angle. There, give you a little more light. There, now we in focus. Going much faster. 1 minute, 18 seconds. That's not bad. Then I've got to print shipping labels for all these and schedule UPS pickup. I'd much rather be delivering them personally, but I don't think that's going to work out. That'd be a nice little 6-hour drive to Tennessee. Okay, down to 6 left for this case. Yeah, Kenny, me too. I don't know what's taking so long. I understand my screw up. I was like 4 days late. That was back in June. And I got everything in on as soon as they sent it back to me. That's been, what are we going on, almost a month? All right, folks, have 4 more to go. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and shut down this live stream and get myself something to drink and go hang out outside with the rest of the crew here. So thanks for tuning in, and I will see you in the next one.